For more on this, let's have Global Affairs Analyst Kunle Falowo join us via Skype from Indiana, United States of America. Mr. Falowo, we're very glad to have you on TVC's World Now.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with a bit of reflection. It's been 20 years and the US and UK forces are planning a final withdrawal of their troops by September this year. So the question on the lips of many political watchers, international relations watchers is that, has it been worth it after 20 years?
Well, that is a very tricky question to answer. Like you rightly mentioned, it's been 20 years since 2001 when the United States government and the NATO-led forces invaded, well, technically, got into Afghanistan, and that's at that moment the militia group were in command and in control of Afghanistan, and they was able to take power away from them and instituted a form of democracy in Afghanistan. And unfortunately, the fighting never abated. It continued for over 20 years, and finally, it's more of it's never going to end, and the loss of lives and property from the Afghans and loss of lives from the side of the NATO troops and the United States forces, and they were starting to think that, hey, it's not worth it after all. Some countries are not ready for democracy, and unfortunately that is the case for the Afghans and the militia group and the Afghan forces, security forces, which unfortunately they're not up and doing up until today. And yes, they will finally be leaving, withdrawing officially. The NATO troops and the United States troops are leaving. As a matter of fact, they are designated to be leaving. Some of them are leaving today, the 31st of July, and they will be leaving throughout till September. And also some of the Afghan individuals, courageous people that have supported the United States forces during the process over 20 years, the translators, all of the individuals, the drivers that have helped them, they will be also going back to the United States with them. Approximately about 2,500 of those people that will be coming back to the United States with the troops.
But some choose to look at the brighter side, Kunle. They say that since 2001, particularly since the attack on the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, that when northern forces aligned with a strong anti-Taliban force, that there has been no single successful international terrorism mission from Afghanistan. And as a result, that is a success story secured by the international forces, i.e. US and the UK. Do you also see that that is a gain by the international community, the UK and the US this time?
Well, definitely it is a gain, and it is some of the record achievement that they've been able to point to after going in there since 2001. But when you look at the amount of manpower and the amount of people that have lost their lives during this quest and the amount of success that was anticipated initially when they got into this country in the first place, some will think that it's not really worth jubilating about, because it's more like a minor success story. Having said that, yes, we should give them a little bit of credit for at least doing something fundamental as keeping the militia forces, keeping them down to the point that they weren't able to launch any offensive to, at any country, any Western country for that matter. But having said that, in 2001, don't forget that it was Osama bin Laden was in between they were harboring, terrorist organization, and that was one of the reasons why they were forced or compelled to go in there and make sure that they nip all of these activities in the bud before they go ahead and inflict terror or wreak havoc on the lives of people outside the shores of Afghanistan. But again, is that enough after 20 years of manpower, of resources, of billions of dollars that have been spent on this campaign? Is it enough success story? That's another topic that has to be very considered, looking at the broad aspect of the lives that have been impacted in Afghanistan and the world over.
Difficulties, the demerits far outweigh the gains, and it will be difficult to make a conclusive analysis or assessment of the situation in Afghanistan. But we thank you very much for your time and thoughts on the world now.
Mm-hmm.